It is Friday again. I'm so excited to be able to come here again another day. We thank God for a whole week. It's amazing. I was thinking with the COVID and all that is going on in the world that we're now basically homebound, that time was going to be a lot so slow. But it's amazing that we're doing so much, is that we don't have time. That's a good thing, really. You need to cherish that. So thank God it's Friday. Welcome to MargaretSpeaks show, the empowerment show that if you want empowerment, you need inspiration, you're struggling, you don't know what to do, you don't know who to talk to, you don't know the way you're going to go. This is the platform you need to be every Friday. And you can even reach me outside of Fridays via email, Margaret@MargaretSpeaks.com. Or more importantly, connect with me on all of my social media platforms that should be scrolling underneath my name. If not, my tech person, you are dead. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Okay, so you have to laugh. Life is not that difficult. If we're going to make light of our plight, no matter how difficult it may seem in the natural, it's amazing how light our souls could be for such a difficult time as this. And then for anyone that is alive this moment, you can't tell me you don't know what's going on about Black Lives Matter, people protesting around the world about the injustice that precedes us and that is happening today. It doesn't matter who you are, you can do it all, but together we can achieve the impossible. Give of yourself, give your voice, get out and protest if you can. If you have a condition that doesn't allow you to, reach out, call somebody who is sad, call somebody who needs somebody to talk to them. Everybody can do something. If we all help, nothing is impossible to achieve. So let's celebrate this moment. A brother died that caused all of this, and now he's giving a lot of us voice. Look at what's going on tonight. I just checked CNN. I'm hooked on CNN, and so the number of people protesting now, celebrating June 10th that most people didn't even know existed. It's a great time, despite how difficult things are, despite the hardship that has come with this, because there will be no change without change. There will be no change without challenge. And definitely there'll be no change without sacrifice. Whatever you're sacrificing, whatever you're doing for such a time as this, doesn't matter if you're white or black, like Brother Michael Jasmine told us, it don't matter. Don't matter what color, creed. We're simply looking for the simplest things in life. Everybody deserves happiness. Everybody deserves liberty. Everybody deserves to live in wealth. And it is available to each and every one of us. If we can come in unity with love, I'm telling you, nothing is impossible. Try it and you'll see that it works. So we have a great show for you today. Let me share very quickly. We have a show that is near and dear to my heart. When I was a lot younger, I didn't really take care of what I ate. You know how when you're young, like I'm telling my girls now, they're like, yeah, Mom, what are you talking about? I said, if you start now to eat healthy, to eat the right thing, and more importantly, educate yourself. Because I have a young woman today who is going to share her story, and she's going to tell us how she went from the life most of us know to the life she has today. When you see her, you're going to think that she's 16 years old. That's how much her life transformed from where she was to today. Because she has a lot to cover, and we have a lot to cover. Without further ado, I want to introduce you guys the special guest of today. Her name is Bernitta Johnson. She is the one to talk to us about today's topic. You know what that is? It is plant-based diet, how it can help shape our lives and make our health better. Who doesn't want a better health? I do, because your health is your wealth is your health. Without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to an awesome woman that I really cherish for what she's done to contribute in my life personally. Welcome to the show, Bernitta.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Happy Juneteenth.
I know, that's it. Hey. So please I don't want to waste any more minute with you without getting to, because the show is just 30 minutes. Can you just, by virtue of introduction, give us a little bit of history about you, who you are? How did you go to this journey of eating everything in the world to making this change? You told me in a meeting that this change literally changed your life. I mean, health-wise and physically. Take it away, please.
Absolutely. So I am a health
and wellness. You look beautiful, though. You look beautiful.
Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, I'm not 16. I'm actually 38 years of age. I will be 39 this year. But
wow, you look great.
Yeah. The journey has been long, and there's been some abrupt changes that have taken place as far as health and wellness is concerned. So I am a health and wellness ambassador, and my goal is to help educate my community on the benefits of plant-based dietary alternatives as well as physical fitness. How did I get to this point? Okay. As a youth, I was raised in a single parent household. My mother, she relied on the welfare system. The foods that we ate were really streamed through that type of system. There were certain foods we had access to, certain foods we didn't. Majority of the foods were the meats, the canned foods, lots of dairy. And my mother would love to stock up on that. Not only that, I was raised under the traditions and customs typical of an African American household. My mother included her chitlin. She included her pork rinds, included
soul food.
Yes, all soul food, right? So growing up, not only did I adopt the same customs, because that was my learned behavior, but in addition to that, I thought nothing of it because, I was a stature that my metabolism was high, long story short. And then I was also an athlete. I loved to race kids in the neighborhood. And over time, I actually developed into, a top athlete in track and field, was able to earn scholarship money to attend a Division I college and run track. All the way up between my elementary school years to college, I never paid attention to what I ingested because I thought I would run it off. And it only came after I graduated that it was two things that happened. I had family members that started to age, and the repercussions of their health decisions started to show. My father passed away of heart disease at the age of 53. My mother, only 3 weeks before him, passed away from multiple organ damage. My grandmother, my grandmother passed away the year after due to type 2 diabetes and heart failure, as well as cancer. And then my auntie passed away the following year with cancer. So those order events, I was only in my early 20s, 25 to age 27. I experienced those things, and it made me take a look at my health and wellness. And I'm getting older. I'm in my career. I'm spending more time at the desk before a computer than I am on the field, as I used to when I was in college. And I started to see changes in my own body. So I'm thinking about them, in our genetic profile, something that my family was raised to discuss, right? We like to sweep things under the rug. But I did my digging to find out why. And a lot of it rooted in the poor health, decisions that my family made. But not only that, I started seeing the bloat happening in my body. I started seeing myself gain weight, face breaking out, lethargy, developing, fatigue right after work, not even be able to have a social life because I'm so exhausted because I'm not eating right. I'm not taking care of myself, and I'm just focusing on my career. So I was dating a gentleman once, and we went out, and we went to the movies, and I'm ordering whatever I want because I'm paying attention, but I'm really not. I have the fat, greasy foods, popcorn, all that. And he had said to me, he's like, you have a poor diet. And I was like, And then, long story short, into our relationship, he actually asked me to go on this fast called the Candida fast. And I learned through this Candida diet that under the standard American diet, the foods that America pushes us to eat, which is the many processed and refined foods that are stripped of their nutritional value.
Nutritional values, right.
Yeah, it caused an overabundance of Candida. It causes, an overabundance of Candida in the gut, right? We do have a healthy microbiome within our bodies, such as like a healthy ecosystem of bacteria, of Candida in our body that's good for us. But because of these processed foods that we're often ingesting, it causes an over processing of that. So overgrowth. This Candida diet will reduce that overgrowth and get things stabilized. So we did that for 30 days, and I saw traumatic change in my body and my energy levels. Basically what I had to do was go sugar-free and eat certain foods and little meat to accomplish the goal. So after I was like, I do want to maintain some type of semblance of what I did through the Candida diet and also still enjoy my food like I do under the standard American diet. What can I do? Since I was reducing meat anyway, I said, how about I just go ahead and go vegan, go plant-based, see what it's all about. At the same time, I was reading a book called By Any Means Necessary. And this book was written by a lady named Tracy McQuarter, and it talks about how the plant-based dieting impacts African American women, how the benefits of it. She breaks it all the way down of, you know, the background, how food is processed, how food is produced, packaged, you know, the detriments of this packaging and the you know, the loose regulations on our foods, the meat and dairy industry, how loosely foods produced are regulated. And so it helped to educate me and further strengthen my decision to really try this out. I had no pressure. I said, you know, let's just try this. And if you don't succeed or if you don't continue with it, okay, but at least you're taking a step in a healthy direction. I continued and I never looked back. I saw the results. I lost the extra 10 pounds that I had gained that I never saw a day in my life until I started eating unhealthy. I had more energy, you know. I noticed I had a little bit of hypoglycemia, and that usually when my blood sugar would drop, I'd get shaky and, you know, anxiety would, you know, develop. And that wasn't, of course, good for me in my social relationships as well as professional. So I saw all of that just depleting. And I was like, I got to stick with this, you know? And one thing I did to do that was veganize a lot of my foods or create foods that I'm used to, but I replaced them with plant-based alternatives so that I could get
it's a lot that you're packing in there that I wish we have all the time in the world. You know what I was just thinking? You're gonna have to come back because you have a lot of useful information that we need, especially in the Black community or minority, whatever the label they want to give us, because this is what is killing a lot of people. You can take all the medications in the world, you can get rid of diabetes, you can get all, but food changing the way we eat, and there was a word you used earlier, which you called learned behavior. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't know if you guys know, she has a great giveaway, complimentary of MargaretSpeaks and with Ati, which is her 30-day plant-based challenge, fitness challenge. We may not get to it today because I don't want to rush her because what she's sharing is life-changing. Remember, some of us say we don't have time. Guess what? There's an African proverb that says those who can't find time, make time for exercise, will make time for illness. What that means is, you know how we don't have time for anything? Everybody's rushing to go to job and make money. You may say you don't have time, and that exercise could be exercising your common sense to do what you just talked about. It could also literally mean going to work out. It could also mean doing, you know how to say, dig your well before you get thirsty. So if we don't do it now, when we get older, which is what you were dissecting, how being like blasé about it when you were younger, and then you looked at your family history. Because if you're watching this show, you should right now be thinking about, what did this lady just say? So maybe my family history could be the catalyst to the life I'm experiencing, whether you learn the way we eat, you saw your father, your mother go, whatever. Here's what I need you to do. We're going to get ready for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go into you talking about, because you just talked about vegan, as a word. Wait a minute, what's that? Because there's a lot of that nomenclature in the marketplace. When we come back, I need you to do us a favor. Talk about what is plant-based food. How do you distinguish that with anything else there out in the world? If our tech brothers on there, please, let's go to this commercial break. When we come back, I want you to talk about even the food you're going to show today. I don't know if we have the time. Again, I don't want to rush this. You may have to come back. We'll look at our schedule and say we can come back because we need to do this 2 or 3 times because our community is desperately in need of what you're talking about. When I did my own little changes here, I can see and feel the difference. So I'm going to take it to another level. So let's take this quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll kick it off again with Ms. Johnson, one and only.
I see it actually as an opportunity for our community members to be civically engaged and have an influence on the decision that can impact their life, their day-to-day life in the area of health, education, public safety, and many more other areas. We put an emphasis on language access. It is important for us, for the community, to understand that the census can be taken in the different languages they speak. Also, we clarified to them that personal information that they will be disclosing won't be shared with any law enforcement agency. This year, I'm planning to respond to the 2020 census online and take it in French. I'm a native French speaker, and I think I'll be more comfortable taking it in French this year online. I see it actually as an opportunity for our community members to be civically engaged and have an influence on the decision that can impact their life, their day-to-day life in the area of health, education, public safety, and many more areas. We put an emphasis on language access. It is important for us, for the community, to understand that the census can be taken in the different languages they speak. Also, we clarified to them that personal information that they will be disclosing won't be shared with any law enforcement agency. This year, I'm planning to respond to the 2020 census online and take it in French. I'm a native French speaker, and I think I'll be more comfortable.
So excited, I have chills on my body because this is so interesting. While you guys were during the commercial, I was just talking to Ms. Johnson. This woman is so powerful if you know what she does in a day, because we are full of excuses, because excuses are very easy and they come a dime a dozen. And the bottom line is, you can make all the excuses that you want, but if it doesn't change the bottom line about your life, who cares? The world, honestly, is a wicked place. You got to fight for yourself. So before we continue, Ms. Johnson, I want you to go to the issue of family heritage and pathology. Because what happens is that we say, oh, because my mother and my father had it, so I'm doomed. But you said something before we get into the challenge, because that's what I just told you. You're going to come back maybe 2 or 3 more times. This is imperative. Our community, we are dying of diseases we can help. So can you address that, and what mindset shift happened? And because you said, I don't want to do this because my parents died from it. Can you speak to that? Because that's very prevalent in our community, how we hold on what we can change, and talk about the learned behavior, how you went from there to here. I know it wasn't easy, but if success was easy, everybody would have it. Take it away.
This is true. This is true. And so again, it was a learned behavior. The way that I ate, the way I was brought up, that's all I knew. I believe that my research, the Candida diet that I did, the illnesses that I saw and was told about, that I was exposed to, for those that had passed away from them or who suffered from them, that was what drove me to dig deeper. I realized there's, as they call them, generational curses, where my family, there's a thing as, health generational curses. If we continue to carry the same torches, there's a lot of different torches that we carry in life within our family, and we continue the same cycles, the same routines, and the same thing happens what we eat. And so when they passed, I saw the complications, I said, there's got to be a different way. They're too young, 53, my mother 48. That's way too young to be passed. There's got to be some intervention that can take place. And the only way that you can intervene or change the course of something is by educating yourself. And so that's what I did. I took to, my books. I took to finding out what ways can I take better care of myself, so that when I turn 48 or 53 or at my, I can actually have longevity within my life, and I don't have to suffer within my life, have a quality of life, but I don't suffer from the same complications. So it's really education. And then also surrounding myself.
And also being interested in, I heard you talk about generational curse. We tend to kind of hug that concept in our community when it is not to our benefit. If you are a Bible believer, right, God can change all of that. So I want you to speak to you being the one that made the decision to cut that and take us into the different nomenclatures about vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian, tantantarian, you get all the tarian, and distinguish for us what plant-based means, and how can anyone with any lifestyle, your minority, say, I can afford it. Can you just do us justice? Oh, wait, and I'll just shut up.
No, you're good.
I love this.
The diet that I had mentioned that I was raised on was a standard American diet, full of processed foods, full of meat, full of dairy, full of, fatty foods. And then you've got different diets that stem from that people have done to, improve their health and wellness. Some people go pescatarian. Pescatarian is, or pescatarianism is when an individual eats all things that I had just mentioned, except for the meat. And they include, and usually dairy. They usually eat dairy at minimum, but their source of meat, per se, is only fish. They eat fish, and then fish and vegetables. Then you've got the plant-based or vegan. Those individuals do not eat dairy, do not eat meat, do not eat any honey, anything that comes from an animal source. Vegans or the plant-based dieters do not eat. Now you have vegetarians who are very similar to vegans. The only difference is they include dairy in their diet. So they're dairy vegetables or vegetarian. Lord. Vegan is none of that. It's only plant-based. And then you've got the pescatarian, that is the veggies and the fish and dairy at minimum.
So where do people, right now I sound so confused. I'm so confused. How do somebody begin? So I'm choosing your lifestyle, okay? Let's just start for that. And we're going to do this again, maybe 2 more shows, not because we have some already booked, but how does somebody start? Because I watched you. We had a meeting one day and we were talking. I was about to pick up my chicken. I was like, what you want to eat, girl? You're like, and right. You said, and I was like, what? You said, oh, no, I only eat. There was something I told you to do. You're like, no, I don't eat anything that is except plant-based. I said, oh, you're a vegetarian? You're like, no, really not like that. Could you talk about that a little bit and then go into the challenge that we have and then maybe talk about, I don't know, maybe we need to wait for the next show to go over the type of meal that you can make based that tastes almost like if you put meat, because sometimes we eat those things because of the taste. Because of the way it tastes, not because our body's asking for it. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so in transitioning, that was actually something I did. Instead of just jumping right into, these foreign plant-based meals that I'm not familiar with, I looked at what my diet consisted of under the standard American diet, what foods I love. Let's give pizza, for example. I love pizza. I also love mac and cheese. I also love chicken. And what I did was I substituted a lot of the meat or dairy sources with plant-based alternatives. So for my pizza, there's ways that you can create cheese out of nuts. There's a lot of nut-based cheeses out there.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, to make your own, or you can buy it packaged or processed. I try to stay away from that because, of course, the sodium contents are pretty high for a longer shelf life. So for pizza, I either bought the cheese, the vegan cheese, or I made it myself. When it comes to chicken, tofu is a great substitute for chicken. Why? Because it has similar texture, and anything you put on tofu as far as seasoning is concerned, literally the tofu absorbs that flavor. And there are a lot of different, items that you can buy that actually taste like chicken, that have seasonings that are similar to what we season our chicken with. And it's a way to process the food too, and to make it literally look like chicken. So those are the type of things I started out doing. And these foods, like I said, I was making my own. The nuts didn't cost that much. I could find a lot of my foods at a local farmer's market, or I can go to, regular grocery store and just go into the produce section and create these recipes that are similar to what I used to eat, which made that transition, easier. And as I got accustomed and acquainted with that transition, I was then able to branch off to more foreign vegan or plant-based dishes. And, over time, my palate actually changed to love these foods.
The key word is over time. That's the hardest. What is the timeline? Because people say if you can hang in there for 28 days, and how do you get over? What is it? The key word is over time. How does that happen? Because some people fall out, they fall in and things. How does that happen? What keeps you going at the end of the day? And before you answer that question, because we only have a few minutes to go, here's what we're going to do. Answer the question and talk about the 30-day challenge. You're going to do. And we're going to move the meals and how you prepare them and how people can engage your services to another show. That's what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and give them some incentive and motivation to keep loving themselves and doing good by themselves.
So what's awesome is that it typically takes 30 days to reset your palate. It Typically, statistically speaking, 66 days to develop a habit. So, 30 days is almost halfway there. Your palate is reset. You're going to be craving some, different flavors. And if you're eating plant-based, you're going to, lean towards that end. So I'm actually offering a 30-day plant-based challenge to individuals who are looking to not only reset their palate or try this out, but who are looking to accomplish certain health goals, weight loss. Individuals who have type 2 diabetes often benefit from plant-based dieting. And I can, consult with individuals to explain why. I know we don't have that much time on the show. But this
So we're going to go back. Yeah, we're going to cover that part the next time off the air. We will look at our calendar to see the next time, because this is too important information for us to rush it. So just take your time, and we end it where we do and pick up again. But go ahead. Miss Kel, okay. She even had a Kel on her shirt. That tells you she's all about plant-based. All right, go ahead, Ms. Preston. I'm loving it.
High antioxidant. Yes,
I'm inspired, yeah.
But yeah, so this 30-day plant-based challenge, I do offer a menu. I offer health coaching, daily or weekly health coaching, where I'm accessible to individuals and walk with them through the transition. I explain the nutritional benefits of the food choices that they make, and I also assist them. There's also a fitness component to this 30-day plant-based challenge, and if individuals are interested in, increasing their physical fitness levels, they can do that in addition to, changing their diet. So long story short, they're going to be eating plant-based for 30 days, challenge themselves. They don't have to commit. My goal is not to have a person or to change a person's idea and have them go vegan permanently.
Okay, I'm going to be one of your guinea pigs. I'm going to be one of your guinea pigs. So I'm going to sign up. And she's offering, I don't know how many you're going to offer tonight and stuff, but you're going to have to tell me, what do I need to do to change my goat? My goat meat. Oh my God. Goat meat and carb. You're going to have to figure that out. If I can do that, woo.
It's funny you're saying it, Dr. Director, because curry goat is my favorite. I used to love curry goat.
Really?
I love Caribbean food, and it was full of curry goat. Long story short, there's a wheat gluten called seitan that you could actually replace a lot of the meats, like the cow, goat meat sources with. So seitan can actually be your change.
Girl, so sign me up. I'm going to be the first. I don't know how many you're giving away tonight, but don't ahead, congratulate. It's my show, so I'm signing up tonight. But you're going to have to walk me through it. I love challenges.
So for the month of June, I am taking registration on a rolling basis for individuals who are interested in going through the 30-day plant-based challenge.
I'm going to do it.
With the challenge, I typically charge for the menu, but I'm offering 25% off on my services. And the way to get in contact with me to discuss signing up for this opportunity is by emailing me at Veganitta, VEGANITTA@gmail.com, or you can
say it again. Repeat your email address again.
Sure, it's Veganitta, but it's with 2 A's. So VEGANITTA@gmail.com. So
how can they see, what social media would you like to share? Because we're going to come back again. I'll let you know. I'll let them know this is not the end. This is just the beginning. It's very important for a whole lot of us. I'm speaking for myself as well. How else can they, contact you in the meantime before we go to the food and stuff the next time you show up?
Sure. They can contact me on Instagram at Veganitta. So VEGANITTA. Very easy. Just think of vegan and think of my name, Bernitta. Put it together, it's Veganitta. So VEGANITTA. And I'll pop up. My page is open. Follow me. I'll follow you back.
Sure.
Instant message me, and then we can talk about you registering for the 30-day plant-based challenge.
That's really, really great. I'm so excited. We're kind of a minute over or so, but here's what I was going to tell you. This is really, I don't know about anybody else who's watching us. I'm so inspired, and I know I have a lot of changes I need to make because, of course, I'm way older than you, if you know what I mean. So I need to be at my A game fighting for my life. Because it's not really the number of years you live, it's how you take care of yourself. There are people that are in their 20s that are dying, or in their 15s, not because they're old, they haven't done. Not people that have medical reason why they are. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how food plays major role. Before we go, can you take 30 seconds or 25 and tie this together for what we learned today, what we shared today, and what we need to look forward to next time?
So basically, because your family has certain tradition and customs that may be detrimental, you do not have to continue to follow that if it is unhealthy for you. There are alternatives. And I want to stress that plant-based dieting is easy. It tastes good, you know, and it benefits you from the inside out. And it often reduces risk, or it actually intervenes and reverses disease. So I think in this day and age, it's very important to take it into consideration, especially in the time of COVID. A lot of these foods that you eat under a plant-based diet actually are full of antioxidants, which boost the immune system. That's what we need. The whole treatment with, medications, all that does is treat the problem, does not, cure the problem. A lot of these plant-based sources cause a reversal in the problems that we have and prevents us from, developing illness that's detrimental to our body, such as COVID-19. So this is a very holistic way in taking care of your body, taking back your health and energy and vitality, and overall your quality of life. And my goal is to educate the community. I'm a resource if you're interested in doing it.
Oh, girl, you are the baddest mama jama around. Let me tell you, this is really cute and it's awesome. You really put a nail on the coffin, however the word is. We're going to come back and do this. And when we come back, we need to know how. I show some of the food that we can prepare. But honestly, we can talk offline, maybe over the weekend. I'm interested because I'm at the level in my life where I need to take it up a notch. And I'm a believer that you can always do that. And you've really encouraged that. I hope that Ms. Johnson encouraged you as much as she's done. We'll let you know when she's going to come back again. I'm your host, Ambassador Dr. Margaret Dureke, the only opera of Africa that I know of. Yes, me, myself, and I, plus God, of course, right? So take care of yourself. Don't get depressed about the ills in life. Remember right now, whatever is going on around the world that seems to be bad, don't perceive it, because perception is reality. Look to see what you can do to change the bit that you can around you. A little bit goes a long way. A journey of 1,000 miles that we want food. Don't give up on yourself. Don't think tomorrow won't be better, because we serve a God. His name is God of all of a sudden. Boom. Oh my God. Yes. Have a great one. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. Do something for yourself. But more importantly, the more you help others, the more your life will go in the right direction. Take care. God bless. See you next time with Tati, with Nina, or even MargaretSpeaks. Girl!